Hi, my name is Mallory Scherf, registered dietitian with Nutrition Specialists of Northeastern Oklahoma, and today I'm going to be going over the 5 major food groups. To make sure we're eating well-balanced meals and getting adequate nutrients in each day, we can categorize our foods into 5 major groups. We have proteins, dairy, fruits, vegetables, and starches or grains. In order to remember these food groups, we sometimes refer to them as the 5 finger foods. So again, we have proteins, we have dairy, fruits, vegetables, and starches or grains. Another way these food groups can be remembered is by using the My Plate guide. This can be a helpful tool when meal planning. Each day, we need a certain amount of servings of each of these food groups, and this can vary depending on the person's age or if they have a medical condition. But as a general rule, we need about 3 to 5 3-ounce servings of protein. We need 2 servings of low-fat dairy, 2 servings of fruits, 4 servings of vegetables, and about 5 servings of starches or grains per day. The starches are going to vary the most depending on if you have diabetes or if you're trying to lose weight, so your dietitian can help you rule that out. So to get a better idea of what these serving sizes look like, I will go into more detail in each of the food groups. So we'll start with proteins. Proteins include foods such as lean meats, lean poultry such as chicken breast, fish such as tuna, eggs, but it can also be your plant-based proteins like your beans, your edamame, nuts and seeds, or peanut butters. We need 3 to 5 servings of protein per day, and that's going to be a 3-ounce serving. So that's about the size of a deck of cards, or even just the palm of your hand. Now we'll move on to dairy. As I said, we need 2 servings of dairy. So a serving size is going to look like 1 cup of milk or milk alternative, half a cup of low-fat cottage cheese or yogurt, and then about 1 slice of cheese or about 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces of cheese. Fruit servings can be fresh, dried, canned, frozen, and we can even count fruit if we're drinking 100% fruit juice with no sugar added, though we don't really recommend doing much juice because it doesn't have the fiber that the whole fruit does. We need 2 servings of fruit per day. A serving size can be equivalent to about 1 cup if it's canned, frozen, or fresh. It would be 1 small whole fruit if it's like an apple or an orange, which is about the same size as a baseball, or you could measure it with your fist. And then if you're doing dried, such as like dried cranberries or raisins, it would be 1/4 of a cup serving. When choosing vegetables, you want to make sure that you're choosing non-starchy vegetables. So those are going to be like broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, bell peppers, leafy greens, salad greens. Many of us confuse corn and potatoes as a vegetable serving, but those would actually be considered a starch or a grain. We need 4 servings of the non-starchy vegetables per day. So a serving size is going to be 1 cup if you're referring to frozen vegetables, fresh vegetables, or canned. And then if you're doing like a salad, you're going to need 2 cups. If you're doing 100% vegetable juice, it'll be equivalent to a cup. But again, we would rather you do the whole vegetable than a juice so that you're getting the fiber. Starches and grains are going to be your carbohydrate foods. So that includes your breads, your oatmeal, your rice, your cereals, your pasta. Also included in this food group are potatoes and corn, like I mentioned before. And other starches that should be limited are going to be your desserts and your snacks. So that's like cakes and cookies and crackers, things of that nature. Serving sizes for starches will vary, as I mentioned before, but most of us don't need more than 5 servings per day. So a serving size is going to be about 100 calories worth of the starch or grain. So that's equivalent to about a piece of bread, about half a cup of cooked rice or pasta, 1 small to medium sized potato, or about 1 cup of cereal. So here are some general tips that I will give you to help you plan well-balanced meals and to make sure that you get in all of your servings of each food group per day. Always make sure that your meals contain at least 3 of the 5 food groups. Again, use my plate as a guide to set up your meals. So make half of your plate fruits and vegetables and then kind of build your meal around that. Make sure that each meal always contains a lean protein. This will help keep blood sugars stable. Meeting your fruit and vegetable intake can be a struggle for many people. So try to include a fruit or a vegetable not only in your meals, but also in your snacks. And then that will make sure that you meet the recommendations per day. When choosing starches, try to choose whole grains. So for instance, if you're making a sandwich, instead of using white bread, try choosing whole wheat bread. Or if you're making rice, instead of white rice, do brown rice instead. This will help to get more fiber into your diet. Lastly, get familiar with reading food labels and make sure that you're measuring out your starches or grains, because this is often the food group that people overeat in. So if you're measuring them out versus eating them out of the package, you're less likely to overeat in that category. We hope you enjoyed this video. For more nutrition education, tips, and healthy recipes, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Thank you.